So hidden in the tree line right in front of you is a leopard 2. Can you see him? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But what's most certain is that he can see you. So this time around, we're going to be taking a sneak peek at the upcoming LEOPARD 2A4, a premium variant of an already existing vehicle. But is it going to change up the 10.0 environment, seeing that it now has features that we've been asking for quite some time? So let's begin. You know, I really did miss making those little cinematic intros, though. I had to stop a couple of months ago because somebody was throwing copyrights at, I would say, every other video. And although I would win every single case because I do pay for the music to use and monetize, it would leave me without revenue for about 3 weeks to a month because YouTube is very slow on it. So I'll do my best to bring out some every once in a while, but no guarantees really. So let's get to the meat of this video and take a quick little look-see at the LEOPARD 2 Panzer Battalion 123. I think that's how you say it, to be honest, but I'm going to go ahead and refer it to as the Premium LEOPARD 2A4, the first vehicle for ground forces to be 10.0 and a premium. But is this going to be worth its entirety of its cost? Well, that's what we're gonna go ahead and try to look into in today's video. But first things first, and yes, I'm going to plug this in because every other creator is doing the same damn thing too, is if you guys by any chance are going to purchase this vehicle, maybe this will convince you to, maybe it won't, I have no idea. It doesn't hurt to use my 3% discount. You get my decal, you get 3% off, I get that 3%. It does pay me. So yeah, I'm going to advertise it to you guys because it's no harm to you. But anyways, there's that. Let's get into this, shall we? Now, the LEOPARD 2A4, and I know it says the LEOPARD 2 right there, but it's a 2A4 through and through. That's one thing I want to go ahead and get out of the way very, very quickly, is that this is nothing more but a 2A4 with camo on it. Now, it's not the vehicle that really bothers me. It's the battle rating that is currently with this vehicle, if that makes sense, where we now have 10.0 premiums for ground forces. And if you know by now, 11.0 is the top tier. So this, by definition, is a top tier vehicle because it can and will fight amongst them. And trust me, I play 11.0 to get away from the 9.7s. But obviously, in this case, that's just not going to be true anymore. So how about a quick little run through with the original LEOPARD 2A4? So if I go ahead and pull that out really quick, you can see that they're exactly the same when it comes to camo, Commander Teddy, and everything. They're the exact same thing. There's no difference whatsoever. Same Generation 1 thermal sights. You get DM-23-120 as your top tier shell type. As you can see, the only difference being is that this gets a dozer. This does not. So yes, everything about this is exactly the same, except that it does get this camo pattern. And this camo pattern can be, well, used with other camo schemes. Check this out. Here's Tricolor Desert. Here's winter camo, and here is brown camo, although I do like my three-tone cart with this as decals and everything you would want on it, and it looks really pretty. Don't get me wrong. This is incredibly pretty. It doesn't really help against thermals, at least not as of the time of this video's recording, because remember, this is the dev server. Trust me, if I had 3 million golden eagles in the live server, I would be singing a much different tune. Okay, come on. By the way, yes, we get millions of GE just for the dev server and some anime decals, but Mike told me not to say that. Mike, I hope you're not watching this, buddy. But again, this brings up two issues. One is that many in the community have been asking for camo patterns and netting like this for a very long time, at least for as long as I can remember. There are tons of situations where something like this could have worked out very well. And let's be honest here, many in the community like to find players like myself who use bushes every once in a while to be kind of a disruptive thing, at least towards their ego for whatever reason. I know it's kind of a weird way to put it, but if you see a player out there with bushes, you're going to think, oh boy, that's a noob. He's putting on bushes. He's trying to hide, blah, blah, blah. Right now, that's kind of the nature of the vehicles in War Thunder for the most part. They're not as common, but when you have a platform like this, you'd be surprised how this blends in very well, as you kind of saw in the intro. Although it's kind of a stage situation, you do have thermal sights. The thermal sights aren't affected by this camo netting for the most part, but this is going to be subject to change as the live the live update drops into the main server. So hopefully Gaijin introduces this into the tech tree variants without much issue, because imagine the Leopard 2A6 or the M1 Abrams with it, or maybe even the 122s, the CV90s. Imagine they have their camo netting. I mean, even the 103, excuse me, the 103C. You guys have seen footage and pictures of that vehicle with camo netting, and it looks incredibly nice. So being able to have that in the game is finally appropriate, but having it as a premium, that's the big problem. And that's what we're going to get into in this next little segment. And that is the premium status. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with any part of my channel, even outside of the YouTube and say over the streams or even the Discord where I like to hang out at, you would know by now that I'm not a huge fan of top tier premiums. I know, right? Here I am trying to sell this to you guys, showcase it, but let's be honest here. Premiums kind of ruined the BR of certain areas. Right now, the flavor of, I guess, the year is battle rating 9.7, which is where you're going to be seeing a lot of new vehicles, such as the, I don't know, the British Challenger OC right here. Yeah, 9.7. You have the ZTZ 96AP. You have the terms. 9.7 is going to get a lot more busy. And yes, you can farm around there, but in truth, it does disrupt it significantly to the point where if you are grinding up to that BR, you have to suffer through the premium area that is going to be 9.7, and now 10.0, and dare even I say 10.7, with the brand new Abrams coming into the game in the very next patch. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do something a little bit more different instead. Let's go ahead and build a little lineup right here to see how this is going to fit in a 10.0 lineup. I mean, you already have the Leopard 2A4, so give me one quick second to build this quick lineup. So here it is. This didn't really take long to really build, and keep in mind, I do have the 11th crew slot because I'm just that fortunate enough to have someone use my registration link and get to top tier. But anyways, let's go ahead and check this out. You can see right here, the first off, Leopard 2A4, kind of a given. The KPZ-70, very much optional. The Weasel 1A2, and yes, I put Bush on it because this thing is unbelievably fun to play, and trust me, I am very much having a good time with this thing, okay? You have the Leopard 2K. If you did participate in the event or you purchased this vehicle, you have the PT16 T14, which is basically a Leopard 2K with a 4-second reload and no 20mm, unfortunately. The Radkampfwagen 90, which is a vehicle that has been up-tiered a little bit too high in my honest opinion. You have the Puma. This little thing is a damn bastard. This thing ruins 9.3. Man, does it suck to fight against these things sometimes. Then you have the TAM 2C, and then you have two more. You have the Mi-24 HFS 80, which is a premium helicopter. In truth, it's one that I deeply enjoy. You can use something a little bit different, such as maybe the Bo 105. I would recommend that. But if you want to go ahead and get that power grind going on, you definitely have the Mi-24P right here, which is great. R60s. It has I forget what these missiles are called, to be honest. They go about 4 or 5 kilometers. They're pretty nuts, to be honest. And then, of course, you have the Ocelot. You can substitute this with the Leopard, etc. This thing has been surprisingly good. I mean, it's been working for me anyways. You just kind of have to know exactly how to use it. So that's really what you can expect when you want to use the Leopard 2A4 Premium as part of your 10.0 lineup. And this is a very solid lineup that you can even take out into top tier. Okay, maybe the KPZ might struggle a little bit because the Sabre run on it sucks, but at this given point, I can only well imagine you are going to be fighting against other premium Leopards because the mixed battles, they're going to happen. Everyone and their grandmother is going to be playing this thing. I can already tell you that right now. But in truth, that's honestly all I've got for you guys when it comes to a little bit of a sneak peek with the Leopard 2. When the patch actually drops, I will be focusing on this vehicle in some natural gameplay. I would take you out here in the dev server, but it's too early to tell what exactly is going to happen. So I really look forward to making that video and having you guys see exactly how it's going to play. And I really hope I don't get into those really spammy games. If I do, I will do my best to try to remain calm and explain to you why this is a good or otherwise bad choice. But let's be honest here. I'm going to give you a little bit of a heads up. I know how this game works. I know these premiums. Trust me. I would say wait a couple of weeks before you use this damn thing if you don't want to get in with the masses and the hordes that is going to be all the premium around 9.7 to 10.7. Oh, man. Can we get 10 or 11.3, please? But that's all I got for you guys. Let me know exactly what do you think. Was this a nice introduction into the next update or coming into the next update? Is this needed? Was this not? Are you going to purchase this? I mean, regardless of my code or not, do you have any plans on buying this vehicle and using it to your benefit? Be honest. I won't shame you. Please don't shame anyone who comments or that. So if you guys want to go ahead and share, be civil, and let's have at it. So yeah, anyways, that's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed my little bit of a talking head video and that little tiny cinematic intro. Again, I'll try to get into those a little bit more from time to time, so look forward to those for sure. If you guys want to see some day one gameplay of this or any live streams for that matter, feel free to check out my link over on Twitch. Oh wow, I can't even English right now. Check out my stream over on Twitch. Link is in the description below. It's Saturday. Let me have a lazy day, guys. But anyways, I'll see you guys not only in the next video or even the streams, but in War Thunder itself. Until then, happy hunting.